Welcome to Subramani. As you know, I keep taking vacations. So this week I was on a vacation where I met a couple who are perhaps in their late 30s or early 40s. They are into some business which is trading, which is they're buying, selling, exporting and importing, and they have been in this business for 5-6 years. Are they making a lot of money? I really know not. But I heard their retirement plans and I was a little amused. They are pursuing a hobby which is not likely to earn any income for them, and they are spending approximately, which is my guess, about 3 to 5 lakhs a month on the hobby in terms of travel, in terms of staying cost, in terms of pursuing the hobby, etc., etc. They're spending about 3 to perhaps 4 or 5 lakhs, right? So it has to be an approximation. So assuming they're spending about 4 lakhs. And their retirement plan is to shut down their business, build a small house in a location which is not very not up market, not very down market, not it's in the village. So, and keep their requirements very simple and pursue their hobby. Now this sounds very, very romantic. And how are they going to fund this? They're going to fund this by rental income in a house in Bombay. Sounds good so far? Well, let us just debrief, and let me just tell you what all can go wrong, or whether it is right, or what all they have to take into account. Now, if you are spending 3 lakhs per month, I can tell you that 20 years later how much it will cost, and 50 years later how much it will cost. But let us do one thing. Let's go back in time. Suppose you were 55 years of age in 1992 and you decided to retire. You had annual expenses, or rather you had monthly expenses of about 12,000 rupees, and you knew there would be inflation at 8%. Do you realize that today your expenses, the same 12,000, no extra foreign trip, no, not even nothing else, right? That same 12,000 rupees is today worth about 15 lakhs, 14 lakh 49,000 to be precise. So that is the kind of impact that inflation alone has on your expenses. I am assuming that your medical expenses have not gone up, or it has gone up only with inflation. It is not, there is no extra cancer cost, or some eye problem, or some lung problem, or liver, nothing of that sort. Life has been very nice and smooth. God has been kind to you. You're 85 years of age, your wife is 80 years of age, and your monthly expenses are approximately in the region of 15 lakhs. That is approximately 2 crores a year, just with 8% inflation. Now what happens is, normally when you retire, there are many things that you don't know. You don't know how much you will spend, and because that is also a function of how well is your health taken care of, right? You do not know how much returns you will get in your investments that you have made. You are assuming you will get 8%, 9%, maybe you get 11, maybe you get 12, maybe you get 6. I don't know. We don't know that. We do not know how much you will spend, also because you do not know how much you're going to spend on your health. And most importantly, you do not know how long you're going to live. So if you retired at 55, died at 58, it should not have been the problem. But if you retire at 55 and die at 102, then you're talking of 47 years of expenses to be provided for. Now so I said, like I said, it was 12,000 a month is 12,000 a month is about 1,44,000 a year. It is now 14,49,000. Now let us take this young couple who is spending about 3 lakhs per month on their hobby. 3 lakhs per month at the same rate over the next 30 years, which is a good assumption, because assuming they are now 35 years of age, at 65 they will still be pursuing this hobby. Can you imagine that 8% inflation, how much it becomes? It becomes 10 times, right? That's what we saw. 1,44,000 becomes 14,50,000. So their monthly expenses would go from about 3 lakhs on the hobby to about 30 lakhs on the hobby. So about 3.6 crores on the hobby at the age of 65. And remember, so which means they have to provide enough corpus for all these things. Now, if their monthly expenses are 30,000, then it's very different. But if their monthly expenses are 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs, right, and they have to worry about other things, they still have to worry about their medical expenses, they have to worry about other parts of life. I'm not even bringing that into account. The other thing to worry about is they don't have children, so at some stage they may want to go into a senior citizen home. So 30 years from now, senior citizen home, or 50 years from now into a senior citizen home, assuming she is 35 now, so maybe at 85 she'll go into a senior citizen home. So providing for your hobbies, providing for your senior citizen home, etc. A very quick calculation for a girl of this age, she and her husband, so everything has to be doubled. Her requirement is not just one flat in Bombay. She requires a nice multi-asset fund, which means she should have some money in equity, some money in debt, some money perhaps even in metals. And if they don't understand, or if they do understand, maybe some crypto. I'm not getting into what is right and what is wrong. They have just one asset, which is a real estate asset, which they are hoping to give on rent continuously. This is another assumption that they are making, that it will continuously be on rent. What happens if it does not go on rent for 6 months or 3 months? For those 3 months, what do they do? So again, you need a backup plan for that, right? So it is nice to talk about pursuing your hobby, but pursuing your hobby after creating a base of money is very different from trying to pursue your hobby along with your job and saying, and therefore I will give up my job, or I'll give up my profession, or give up my business just to pursue your hobby. Perfectly all right. I'm not cribbing about their lifestyle. Their lifestyle is perfectly great. But if you're 35 years of age and you want to spend 3 to 5 lakhs per month, and you think all that can be funded by rent from one flat, it's not going to happen, right? For the same couple, the kind of money that I think they require is more like 20 crores. It's not something small, right? So that is the kind of money they require. Whether they have a house in Bombay, whether it is given on rent is incidental. I'm saying they need about 20 crores. So assuming for a minute that their house in Bombay is worth 4 crores, there is a 16 crore shortage in their retirement plan, right? That's the kind of shortage. Why does this happen? It happens because we do not know many of the factors, right? How long we'll live, how long will our spouse live, what will be our expenses. And so again, I see something in the comments column where people come and say, oh, but what is the use of having so much money if you can't enjoy it in your youth? What are you going to do at the age of 85 with so much money? Are you going to buy yourself a latest Mercedes? The problem is you look at it from today's point of view, not from that day's point of view. So in 1992, 12,000 did not look like a huge amount. Or even if you had sat down and calculated and you said, okay, when I'm 85 years of age, I will need 15 lakhs a month. You would have laughed at yourself saying, Hare, what am I going to do with that kind of money? I'll have a much simpler lifestyle. I'm not talking about lifestyle expenses. I'm talking of very simple dal chawal, which was costing you 12,000 a month in 1992, is costing you 15 lakhs or 14.5 lakhs in 2022. Maybe you're eating less, but maybe you're spending more on medicines, maybe you're spending more on doctor's fees. I am not getting into any of those things. I'm not even saying that the composition of expenses will change. Assuming the composition of expense remains the same and this country inflation is about 8%, then this is what you will need. I'm not getting into value judgment whether they should get into this hobby kind of a thing. Yes, everybody thinks it is great and sexy to say, oh, I'm financially free, I'm going to pursue my hobby. All of it sounds very great, but the question is, have you created enough wealth to be able to say that? If you have not, then you just postpone your retirement. You do pursue your hobbies along with your job. Maybe you keep doing your job or your business and your hobbies together, so that by the time you're 60, 65, you created enough corpus. It's not because at that stage she may not need that kind of money, or she knows how much money she needs. She's got a better estimate. So you don't know how long you will live, you do not know how much returns you will get, you do not know how well you will manage your money, and you do not know how much is inflation. Don't ignore any of these things before you talk about being financially free. To be financially free, you have to understand all this, you have to create enough corpus, and then say you're financially free. For it to happen at a young age, you have to have a big inheritance, or you should have done a startup, sold at a very, very good price, invested that money smartly. All this combination is necessary for you to retire young, simply because estimating all these expenses over the next 50 years, because if you're 35 now, you could live till the age of 85, you could live till the age of 105. So if she lives till 105, we are talking of planning for the next 70 years. Believe me, it's not possible, right? So worry about inflation, worry about all these things, perfectly all right. I just made a video saying many people can't spend money. So put all this into account and decide what you want to do in life. Don't just take one dimension and say, I have one rental income, based on that I am financially free. You're not financially free. You could be in a big financial mess. Thank you.